picked up this guy hitchhiking in Seattle. I told him if you want some food, come to the market. So he said he wanted to talk to me, you guys, for a minute. So tell me about yourself.
My name's Dylan. I'm 25 years old. I'm originally from Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island. That's on the east coast of Canada. I've been hitchhiking and riding freight trains for the last 5 years. I'm actually trying to settle down here in Seattle. I'm currently in recovery. I'm in AA. I play music. I write. And I used to be a chef by trade. And so I found a kitchen job here that hopefully that'll be part of my recovery. But it's been life, I guess. I don't know. I've spent considerable time in something like 16 states. I've passed through multiple others. I've been through all 10 provinces in Canada, and I've seen and done a lot of things in my years. I got Lola here in Florida, who is watching another dog. Really wants to say hi. And she actually had puppies in Springfield, Missouri. She got knocked up in Atmore, Alabama on Memorial Day, May 29th, 2020, during the pandemic. Traveling through the pandemic was, Lola, come here, keep down, right now. Traveling through the pandemic was definitely kind of difficult. Like the Dirty South wasn't that big of a deal because most of these racist gun-toting rednecks thought the pandemic was all a hoax anyways, and you know, it was just a democratic lie or something. And so, you know, it was always good to at least get, you know, a lift in the back of a truck for a few miles, but it was hard. It was really hard to travel. I ended up sticking mostly to trains, and I kept trying to settle down because I was, you know, I had no way of quarantining really except for staying in the woods and basically starving. Without income, I started to go out and interact with people to, you know, eat, and you know, I was drinking at the time pretty heavily, so I wanted beer too. And but I ended up picking up a job in Alabama, and I worked a bit in Missouri as well, and then I spent considerable time up until about a month ago living and working in Salem, Oregon. I don't know. What else do you want to ask? That's like the general synopsis.
Yeah, that's it, and that's really cool, man. And like, so yeah, now like, you know, being on the road, traveling during the pandemic is definitely hard. That's why I kind of try to settle down as well, like I did. You know, a lot of people probably try to settle down as you can, but it's harder to settle down when you're faced with, you know, your life
yeah.
and recovery and everything else. But I'm proud of you for going to recovery and being part of that stage in your life, and hopefully, you know, I definitely think if you keep pursuing your recovery, things will get better, and you got a job lined up, and it seemed like, you know, Seattle is a great city and also a terrible city.
I'm loving this city, actually. I am really, really loving this city more and more. It reminds me a lot of when I used to live in Montreal. Montreal was really like where I came into my own. You know, I really like. I'd always listen to punk rock and metal and stuff, but Montreal was where I just like became the person I am today, and Seattle reminds me a lot of Montreal, like the whole Seattle Freeze thing. I mean, Quebec really has something similar, particularly if you're English. They'll be friendly at first, but then like the next time you'll see them, they'll just say, "Oh no, je parle pas anglais." Like they'll pretend they only speak French and just walk away from you. But you know, you meet a lot of great people, and honestly, like there are tons of amazing people. I've made so many friends here especially in AA. I couldn't believe I'd actually like have such a positive experience, you know. It's weird. I mean, I have borderline personality disorder as well. I have some pretty severe mental health issues, and like it was weird because I had this amazing day yesterday. I went to a meeting, and I met this fellow writer, traveler dude, and so we went to this picnic for AA, and then we ate food and we played music, and then we drove around. We went to coffee shops in Ballard and shopped at Goodwill, and and then went to another one that was just like this loud, chaotic environment that was really awesome. And then I met this girl there who used to go to school in Montreal when I was in active addiction there, and who was very familiar with all the same haunts and places and events and stuff. And I just had this really positive experience. And then I was manic when I got back to my tent. I couldn't even sleep. I couldn't sleep till like 4 a.m. And not because things were wrong, but because I was just so excited, so happy and positive. And I keep having good experiences in Seattle. I've had a couple setbacks, but
I mean, going to AA is really positive because there's a lot of really awesome people there that are really supportive, that been through a lot of similar things, but they all share a really similar, thing of want to be better their lives and be clean and sober.
And the music scene here is great, even with things still opening up in the pandemic. Like, there's like always ads and stuff for good shows, and I'm always meeting like other people who listen to punk rock and stuff, and there's tons of ex-travelers here. I've met so many settled down people who used to ride Fright, and it's awesome. I'm loving the city more and more.
And I can't wait to see you at a show one day. Like, I see you on a freaking flyer or something, or go to one of your shows.
I'm hoping to, man. That's another thing is, with traveling and with, my other problems and stuff, I never really got to actually settle down and record. And I mean, I've played at a few charity shows and stuff, and I've done plenty of busking. But I'm really looking forward to actually sitting down and getting some time to write music and record music and perform in bars and stuff. That will obviously be a bit later because I can't be in a bar right now.
Yeah, with you recovery and stuff.
Yeah, but in the foreseeable future, when I'm more used to being around it and just saying no, I mean, I'm looking forward to being able to play in venues and stuff, and cafes and stuff like that, and
or maybe busking or get a few people together in a park.
Yeah, well, I busk and stuff, and I busk pretty frequently. But even that, I did so much busking when I was a street kid. I don't know. It's kind of like they say in recovery you're supposed to avoid familiar routines and familiar haunts. If you always came home from work one way and stopped off at the bar, taking your route home from work so you don't pass that bar, stuff like that. And I would always busk for money, and
and you feel your addiction, and now you don't.
Yeah,
now you don't need. Now you don't.
That mentality. I start playing guitar on the sidewalk, and I'm just I'll stop for a song. I'll reach to the side. I'm like, wait, no, I don't have a beer here anymore. I'm so used to just having a beer right next to me, and it feels weird. It takes a long time. Took me a while just even feel somewhat normal playing music sober on the sidewalk. And I don't know if I can, I end up relapsing more times than I didn't when I was busking in Seattle, and I don't want to do that. I would like to busk. I miss busking.
Maybe, yeah. But you gotta,
again,
you gotta be able to get strong enough where you can do that sober and not feel.
Most of the songs I play are about drug use and drinking, honestly. And so I have to start some new cover songs that are more recovery focused, I guess. I don't know. And
I mean, this is 2021, the year of recovery.
Yeah, and I'm so proud of myself after this past mishap, because usually after a very public manic bender is when I fuck off to the next town. And it's
because you wear out your alcohol, you're making a bunch of enemies that you gotta run away from.
Yeah, and this time I actually faced my demons, and I just showed back up to meet, and I'm no, I'm staying in Seattle. And so I think Seattle is my home now.
And I hope that don't see you relapsing and ended up in a hospital, or
Yeah, I really hope so too. I mean, it's funny. When I was 20 years old, I went to this punk show at a bar called Catacombs in Montreal, at St. Laurent in Ontario, and I don't even remember what happened. I got told this after that.
Ontario, Canada. Are you from Canada?
Yeah, I'm from Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island.
Okay.
And I literally. I guess I literally walked into the bar, paid my cover, and face planted on the floor. Woke up in a hospital, and the doctor who I woke up to called me an idiot, and then told me if I didn't stop being an idiot, I would die before I turned 25. And I'm 25 now, and I really do feel like it's the end of the line. I mean, and so I don't know. I'm positive, I guess. Seattle's got like a really weird positive vibe. You ever notice that? Like it's.
I mean, it's really weird, and it's really positive at one moment, and it's really dark the next minute. But like this year, I think people are willing to waking up a little bit. We're willing to be more accepting and understanding than they ever been. So.
And I feel like there's like this like very like mental health like focused vibe here as well. I find like people are just very I mean, not stigmatized, and like when you like, yeah, there's a Seattle freeze thing, but like at the same time, like when you do talk to people, they're very open about just about anything. There's no stigma when you have a conversation here in the city. I find like people are super cool about just talking about whatever.
And there are resources and therapists and all that stuff here. Yeah.
Yeah, there's all kinds of resources, but even just like the people, like the people you run into on Broadway, or you know on 65th and Ballard or wherever, like. You know, it's crazy. It's crazy how just normalized being slightly screwed up, but coping is in Seattle.
Well, do you have an Instagram or anything you want to shout out?
I gotta start a new one and stuff. But people can definitely add me on Facebook, Dylan Smith, DYLAN SMITH.
You know, hopefully,
picture me sitting in a van with a guitar.
And maybe you get a van again and get your license back.
It was actually a girl I was seeing here in Seattle's van, actually, but
you know, but I mean, yeah, I mean, obviously you probably don't have a license right now because of your past issues with drinking and whatever. And
yeah, I've actually never owned a license. When I was 16, my mom wouldn't let me get one because she said if I learned how to drive, that I would just end up wrapping her car around a tree or selling it for drugs.
Well, hopefully with your newfound sobriety, you can handle driving a vehicle.
Yeah, I mean, I know how to drive, and I have no qualms with driving without a license.
But you know, staying in between the lines and playing by the rules is always a good idea. You know,
to some extent. I mean, at times I'm a little too punk rock for that, but I see what you're saying.
You know. Well, you know, it's a new leaf and a new chapter in life.
Well, I mean, yeah, you got to play the system to fight the system, right?
Yeah. I mean, you don't want to, you try to end up clean and sober and out of jail and out of trouble and all this stuff. And
yeah. I mean, I never did too much time in jail. I did, and they're up there a few times, though, mostly for stupid things. Punched a cop in Montreal, got arrested for a crack pipe in Cleveland, you know.
But... well, at least you. So, I mean, things are going to look up, man. I feel like this is a new leaf and chapter in your life.
I hope so too. I think it is. I mean, this city just feels like where I need to be.
Well, send me. I'll tag your YouTube channel once you start a band, and if you ever get to that point in your life.
I mean, I will. I already met a drummer and a bassist.
And yeah, maybe you could.
We got a lot of followers in Seattle. I am looking for housing. Probably a sober punk house, if that's a thing. Punk house here in Seattle.
Must be a sober, experienced community.
Dog. She's aggressively friendly. She's a sweetheart. Her name's Lola. And I need stability. I'll pay about $500-600 a month for a room.
Yeah. Well.
And I feed myself and I do my own dishes.
Well, those are good qualities. Alright, we got a couple comments coming, nothing too crazy. They just say, hey, what's up? Alright. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe. I'll give you, we might do an update video in the future. Alright.
Yeah.